Mr. Alfred Capello, our Teacher of the Year, ringing Rubia's bell.
Please be seated. Good evening. As principal of Passaic Valley High School, it is both an honor and a privilege to welcome you to the commencement exercise of the class of 2018. As you listen to the student speakers and peruse our program, I believe you will get a sense of both the accomplishments and respect that this class, the class of 2018, has brought to our hallowed halls. We are a school that emphasizes the importance of tradition and pride. We make great efforts to be true to our heritage and to bring a sense of honor and a sense of purpose to being part of the green and white. This class, the class of 2018, in the 78th year of Passaic Valley High School, has led our school well and leaves it a better place for having passed through our halls and been a part of our tradition and pride. While we are sorry to see them leave, we are anxiously aware and want to see what lies ahead for this special group, the class of 2018. Now I would like to introduce our superintendent, Dr. Joanne Cardillo.
This evening, we will honor Mr. Cliff Swisher, a lifetime resident of Little Falls who recently passed away, but is immortal here at Passaic Valley Regional High School since he wrote the words to our beloved alma mater. Cliff Swisher, born in 1924, was a junior when Passaic Valley High School first opened its doors in September of 1940. As a teen, Cliff recalled feeling that this new school was the greatest thing that ever happened. It afforded students in the community to embark in learning and engage in countless activities. In its inaugural year, Passaic Valley had yet to choose a mascot, or school colors, or a school song. Inspired by a popular superhero known as the Green Hornet, the student council decided on a mascot, the Hornet, and with it came the immortal green and white. While several students submitted proposals for an alma mater, Cliff was humbled and honored when the student council accepted the piece that he authored. It was recited at the school's very first graduation ceremony in 1941 and has been performed ever since. Cliff's experiences at Passaic Valley High School inspired him to devote his life to education and public service. He served in the Navy and worked in the field of education for nearly 40 years. He was a loving husband, a father of 9 children. We have number 5 and number 7 of his children with us tonight. He was a fixture in the Little Falls community, in part as the town historian. Cliff would be humbled and honored to know that all of you have come together today as part of this monumental Passaic Valley tradition, and that the alma mater is still sung proud. Thank you, Passaic Valley, for keeping his memory alive. Now let us have a moment of silence in honor of Mr. Cliff Swisher. Thank you. At this time, to both honor America and Passaic Valley, I ask that you please rise for the singing of our national anthem by the senior members of our choir. Please remain standing after that for our alma mater. Thank you.
Please be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the president of the class of 2018, Alexander Schwitlichny.
How's it going, everybody? Welcome, Dr. Cardillo, Mr. Rotella, Board of Education, Administration, faculty, classmates, and of course, our families. When I was asked to make a speech, I was told to quote-unquote, reflect on the past and point towards the future. So, of course, I wrote a speech about the present. The pursuit of happiness is a term we use to describe the process of following our dreams and one day accomplishing this seemingly unattainable thing known as happiness. While there is nothing wrong with following your dreams, the pursuit of happiness is frankly overrated. You could spend your whole life searching for success and miss all the moments of joy that make up a life well lived. As young adults, we are all eager to get started with our lives and leave high school behind. We spend all our time worrying about the numbers we get on our report card, which will contribute to our GPA, which determines how intelligent society will view us. We determine our self-worth by which college accepts us, instead of listening and learning for the sake of bettering ourselves. The more we focus on our ideal future, the less we live in the present and miss the moments of beauty given to us. We all like to focus on what we want, whether it be success, money, or fame, but we forget to appreciate what we already have. As modern-day philosopher J. Cole tells us, the disease of more is like a hamster wheel, as the desire for material success will never cease nor satisfy us. Moving forward, as we continue to build ourselves, we need to remember, while there will always be more to attain, you won't always have what's right in front of you. You could applaud now.
Please welcome the president of the Passaic Valley Board of Education, Mr. Sam Yodice.
Good evening. I'm Sam Yodice. I have the honor and privilege to serve this class, this school, and this great community as the president of the Board of Education. This evening, I welcome each of our families, our friends, our distinguished guests. Thank you all for joining us as we celebrate the outstanding accomplishments of each graduate and recognize the proud parents of this year's class of 2018. I stand up here tonight with a bit of nostalgia. You see, 19 years ago, I sat on this field wearing a green cap, green gown, and as a member of the class of 1999. Listening to speeches, I was sweating though, I will say. It was, and wondering how long this ceremony was really going to last and how long that Board of Education guy was going to speak. Looking back, I reminisce on graduation day as a memorable and emotional moment, filled with laughter, happiness, taking pictures, tears of joys, and sadness parting with friends. I recall that graduation day as the culmination, celebrating how challenging high school was. Not only the everyday struggle and stresses of chemistry or algebra, AP physics or biology, or sitting through another history lecture or English lesson, but the struggle through this process of self-discovery. High school is full of anxiety, insecurity, frustration, fear, stress. Nobody enjoys that part of our 4 years here, but certainly as well, no parent enjoys watching their child struggle through it. But there is something about that struggle that is instructive and inspiring. There may have been a time, just before taking the floor in girls' show, when your knees have been shaking. Times when stepping on stage just before your performance in Freaky Friday, when your voices may have been quivering. Or stepping into the batter's box during the county finals this year, when your palms were so sweaty you weren't sure you were going to hold on to the bat. Times of indecisiveness, times of uncertainty, times you had to make a choice. And whether or not your experiences were a success or a failure, you've done it. And you are here today, and we are all so proud of the class of 2018. Despite the nerves, you stood up for yourselves and you did it anyway. You showed that undeniable growth and self-discovery. 4 years that required courage and skill, and the kind that will be of use to each of you as you pursue success and happiness in your lives. It's the kind of experience that reminds us that success and happiness in life aren't for other people. They're for you. And each one of our graduates tonight deserve their own happiness and your own successes. More times than not, you'll have to stretch outside of your comfort zone and struggle a bit to reach them. But I promise you, as I stand here tonight, success is in your grasp. Again, I think back to 1999. My views on graduation and determining success are somewhat different today than they were then. But overall, looking back, the principal person of who I am was developed here at Passaic Valley. I can honestly say there's no feeling like sitting on this field on this June day as you celebrate your graduation. To me, high school graduation is like no other that you'll experience the rest of your life. To me, high school graduation and the experience you're going through today and the graduation where you're experiencing a moment where you may have known the person sitting in front of you since preschool, where the person sitting behind you may have taken dance lessons with you when you were 5 years old, where 3 rows back from you, you're sitting with somebody who you may have experienced great victories and heartbreaking defeats right here on this field. There will be no other graduation you will remember when a fellow graduate may have had braces, or you had played Little League or exploded a volcano together in a science fair project. There will be no other graduation where you shared a driver's ed car, enjoyed proms, suffered through the SATs, and shared excitement of receiving your college admissions letter with a friend, only to realize that you may be attending on different coasts. High school graduation is the end of a journey, a special journey like no other, complete with the realization that the bond that has been established among each of you that feels so strong right now is unlikely to be felt exactly like this ever again in your lifetime. I say that because as I sit here and I stand here, I remember that moment back in '99, and I'm asking you to just enjoy this moment. I'm talking to the graduates. Yes, I know you want me to get off the stage, and I'm getting there, I promise. But take this moment for yourself. Take this moment to enjoy this moment, take it all in, and maybe even wish the person next to you good luck, because once you stand up from these chairs, there's no telling what lies ahead for each of you. In closing, have confidence and always believe in yourself. Be courageous. Have the courage to take the chance on yourself or for something you feel is right. The next time you're daydreaming and maybe catch a bird in a tree, remember, a bird sitting on the tree is never afraid of a branch breaking, because her trust is not on the branch, but in its own wings. Thank you to all of our PVHS administrators, our support staff, our teachers, our coaches. For each of you, make every single day here at Passaic Valley a success, and we appreciate you so very much. Graduates, I wish you a lifetime of success and hope all of your dreams come true. Congratulations, parents. Congratulations, class of 2018.
Good evening, graduates, parents, family members, and friends of Passaic Valley. Welcome, Mayor of Little Falls, James Damiano, Mayor of Turdo, John Corio, and our Mayor of Woodland Park, Keith Kazmark. Also joining us from our 3 sending districts is Dr. Michelle Polari, Superintendent of Woodland Park, and I give greetings from Mrs. Tracy Marinelli, Superintendent of Little Falls, and Ms. Patricia Capitelli, Superintendent of Turdo. Our Board of Education members here this evening are representing Woodland Park. Our Board of Education President, Mr. Sam Yodice, Vice President, Ms. Lori Bugatti, and Mrs. Jacqueline Luker. From Turdo, we have Mr. John D'Ambrosio, Dr. Vince Varcatapane, and Mr. Peter D'Angelo. From Little Falls, we have Mr. Luke Damiano, Dr. Charles Cathcart, and Mr. Nick Dole. Tonight is a special evening in the lives of all who worked hard to prepare for this special occasion. Reflecting on this past year, I think that so much has happened in a short amount of time, yet the marking of time remains the same. I attribute this to our embedding technology in our lives to a point where we can be in multiple conversations, in multiple places, and speaking on various topics all at once. We are doing more and more every minute of the day, but what are we accomplishing? I am not convinced that this is the best lifestyle choice, but I know we need to learn to pause and take time to rest and reflect. This is my message to the class of 2018. As you head out into the big world, learn to be reflective. Take time to think about yourselves, your lives, your choices, and those around you who influence your choices. The famous Scottish author and theologian William Barclay spoke often and eloquently about ideas such as this. He stated, "There are two great days in a person's life, the day we are born and the day we discover why." There is a message in that statement, and that is what I ask you to do as you leave us at Passaic Valley. Discover why. Start by identifying your natural gifts. Think about how you can use them for the greater good of mankind. What contributions will you make as a citizen of this wonderful world? Finally, I dare you to dream and to act on your dreams. Reflect on your life until you are personally satisfied that you have personally discovered why. Congratulations, and God bless all of you.
Now I'd like to introduce the historian for the class of 2018, Daniela Cruz.
I can remember 2014 as it were just yesterday, as we were little freshmen shuffling around the school with our giant backpacks, racing to find our classes. Now fast forward to 4 years later, as we pull up to PV in our cars with only Duncan and a few pencils and a notebook to take on our final year of high school. We waited for this day since the first day of freshman year, and now that we're finally here, it's a bittersweet moment. We have created memorable friendships and obtained our greatest achievements. We have been influenced not only by our 4 years at PV, but also by national and global events. Entering PV freshman year, we're all uncertain of this new school. We had to juggle with the workload, clubs, sports, and also making new relationships. It was a tremendous change to go to school with 2 other towns, 200 plus kids from all different backgrounds. With the start of the 2014 World Cup in Brazil, World once again became united for this international event. It allowed for students of different backgrounds to come together and to cheer on their favorite teams. The World Cup united the students of PV to come together to celebrate this global event. We entered sophomore year with more confidence and a better understanding of high school. We began to build more relationships and an awareness of the diversity throughout our school. In 2015, with the Supreme Court ruling of Obergefell versus Hodges, same-sex marriages was legalized in all 50 states. Not only was the LGBT community celebrating this momentous occasion, but all the students of PV were able to be part of the new generation of acceptance and equality in the United States. This national event allowed us to be more accepting of the people around us, but also became the starting point for us to be active voices in our society. Our junior year had finally come, faster than we all anticipated, but bringing stressful times for us. We worried about passing our driver's tests, taking the SATs, future college decisions, and deciding a possible career. Not only was there stress and change in our lives because of college, but the United States was also experiencing change with the 2016 election. In this election, Hillary Clinton became the first female candidate for a major party. This empowered women to take a stance in not only politics, but in the workplace, something that we can be inspired of as we head into the real world. We have finally made it to our senior year, what we've all waited for these past 4 years. We enjoyed our beautiful prom at the Legacy Castle, our amazing yearbooks, and now what we waited for, graduation. Our senior year was unimaginable. We in the nation experienced events that would change our lives forever. We were exposed to the Me Too movement, where brave women spoke about the sexual abuse they faced in film production. We were faced with the heartbreaking reality of the Parkland shooting that took the lives of students and teachers. These moments, although sad, allowed for our class to become activists for change. Students created their own memorials for those lost in the tragic event, and others took a stance and marched with thousands of other students for the March for Our Lives and the Women's March. I'm proud to have been a part of a class who is taking such a part in changing the nation we live. As we enter college, I hope we continue to be active voices and people pushing for change and equality. As the class of 2018, we are faced with obstacles and challenges in our nation. We are the generation that will change history and pave the way for equality and reform in the United States. This class is more than capable of creating this change, and I know this change starts today. Congratulations to the class of 2018. The next speakers are the class of 2018 Vice President and Secretary Juliana and Stephanie Wasick.
Hello, my name is Gianna Tolomeo, and I am honored to be the Vice President and speak on the behalf of the class of 2018. Our class is full of many talented and driven students. Some of our outstanding talents are shown through our art program, athletics, and academics. And as Ms. Quayle would say, the limit does not exist. 84% of the class will be furthering their education. They will be going as far as Minnesota, Alabama, Arizona, and the prestigious Yale University and Lehigh University. We also have 5 students serving our country and going to the military. Thank you for your service. "55 seniors sitting here today are members of the National Honor Society. Within the 328 students, there are many hidden treasures. Chris Krusberg, the class photographer, has done nothing but wow us with his amazing photographs. Tess Muir is off to Bowling Green State University to pursue her gymnastics career. Andre Papasavis, our valedictorian, is heading to Yale this coming fall. Aaron Nieves impressed the crowd in his debut role in Freaky Friday. Sydney Meehan, Seclaine Sitar, and Andre Papasavis united us as a community when we participated in the national walkout in honor of the Parkland victims. In that moment, I realized through over the course of the past 4 years here at PV, no matter what obstacles we faced, we overcame them. Today we stand here together as one PV family. I would have never thought going into my freshman year of high school, I would have met the most amazing people. Throughout our journey, we have gained many, but we have lost some of our very own, such as Vladimir Liaknovich, also known as Bruce. Bruce, you are dearly missed. You never know when your last interaction you'll have with someone will be. Therefore, be kind to one another. Because of this uncertainty, we should always remember to leave on a positive note. Make the most of your lives and always keep striving to take risks and remember to put your happiness first. I know we will continue to make a positive imprint on the world, and I look forward to seeing all of you shine in the future. As I leave this stage, I want to thank all of the role models in our lives that have allowed us the ability to make the most of our time on earth. Thank you. Speaking next is my best friend, the secretary of the class of 2018, Stephanie Wasick.
Good evening. My name is Stephanie Wasick, and I have been the class of 2018 secretary since freshman year. Throughout my past 4 years working with the class, I noticed that each member of my grade is special in his or her own way. There were a diversity of achievements throughout our high school career. Some students are better in academics, some strive in athletics, and some prove themselves through their own personal talents. Gianna just proved that my fellow graduates and I have been very successful academically, but our senior class has been exceptional in other areas as well. In the fall, the boys' soccer team was league champs, and the football team had back-to-back winning seasons. During the winter, 2 seniors on the wrestling team qualified for states, where Tom Moretta got 7th place. Then, in the spring, the softball and the baseball team were both county finalists. This year alone, across all sports, 11 seniors were first team all-county and 14 were first team all-league. There will be 16 seniors who will be participating in athletics next year in college. This year, our theater department was invited to participate in a Disney pilot program as one of the first high schools in the country to perform Freaky Friday. At the Bucks County Theater Festival, Freaky Friday won Best Production. It was the first time that PV was invited to perform at the Best of the Fest, and Annie Chalice won Best Lead Actress. At Stange, another competition, Annie Chalice and Alex Wetlichny were among the top 10 winners for Best Dramatic Pair. This year, the marching band finished top 5 in the state, which isn't a surprise since they have consistently finished in the top tier the past few years. This May, the marching band performed on the Main Street Parade at Disney World Magic Kingdom, and PV's choir did a workshop at Epcot where they sang to a Disney film. Always, Passaic Valley's annual art show was a success, where work from Danielle Burden, Santiago Hernandez, and Gabe Disla was displayed. In college, Danielle will be studying animation, Santiago will be studying architecture, and Gabe will be studying fashion. All these artists received merit scholarships from the university. Anthony Vinci and Josh De Jesus both received a photo award at the Pingree Photography Show. Another photographer, Chris Kreuzberg, was a finalist in the Photographers Forum International Contest. Chris also had his work admitted into the Fresh Perspectives exhibit in Morris Museum. On June 6, over $124,000 was awarded at the senior award ceremony. After one of the scholarship donors announced the winner of his reward on stage, he asked us all to imagine that we each only had one car for our entire life. He pointed out that we would all treat that one car very well. We'd check it more often than it needs to be checked, and we would drive it very carefully. It's clear that we'd put a lot of effort into keeping that one car we had in its best condition. Then he told us that this goes for our lives as well. When he walked off stage, I thought about how much this related to everyone here today. For example, consider your bodies. Everyone has one body for their entire life. It would only make sense to treat it perfectly in order to keep yourself feeling the best. We all can admit that sometimes it feels impossible to choose a healthy snack over that delicious-looking donut, but somehow we find the willpower and eat healthy, stay hydrated, and exercise. So now, think about your lives. We all have this one life to do anything we want. Instead of settling for the minimum, everyone should push themselves beyond their limits. Occasionally, you may run into obstacles that require more effort than to overcome, but that's life. It takes endeavor to accomplish what you have always dreamed of doing, so find your willpower. If you have this one life, it only makes sense to make the most of it. Everyone here has the capabilities to achieve their goals, but those goals will never be attained if you don't work hard to reach them. Just as you would put a lot of effort into keeping that one car you had for your entire life, put the same amount of effort into living your life the best way from here on out. My fellow graduates, we're done with high school. There is no time to spare. Look inside yourselves, determine what you want, and go do it. Utilize every second you have before time runs out, because living your life is possible if you put enough effort into it. Thank you. Now you'll hear from Maggie McCormick, my other best friend, and our class treasurer.
Hello, I'm Maggie McCormick, and I've been the Class of 2018 Treasurer for the past 4 years. Today I'm here to present our class gift. So without further ado, will Dr. Cardillo please come up to the podium? Through the fundraising efforts the past 4 years, the Class of 2018 will be donating a picnic table to put in PV's Unity Garden. The Unity Garden was built last year by students and faculty in PV's courtyard. We hope students and staff can relax and use the picnic table with lasting memories from the Class of 2018. Thank you and good luck to the Class of 2018.
Thank you so much. Thank you, class. We appreciate it, and we will use it and think of you often.
At this time, we'd like to introduce the two students who have achieved the highest academic ranking in the class. In addition to their outstanding academic performance, both students are exceptional individuals who are actively involved in our school community. A small sampling of many of their achievements are listed in our program. Our salutatorian has been accepted to Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute to pursue a career in mechanical engineering. The salutatorian for the class of 2018, Matthew Cana. Matthew, congratulations for achieving the Salutatorian Medal representing this outstanding academic achievement.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Matthew Kanya, and I am honored to be the salutatorian of the class of 2018. I want to start off with a story. When I was in 5th grade, I had a science teacher tell me I could live without a heart. I questioned her logic, asking how that could be, and her reply was that as long as you have a brain, you can live. Granted, she wasn't a science teacher at my middle school for very much longer. She was also the teacher who gave me my first ever B. I think you know how I feel about her. So why am I telling you about my 5th grade science teacher? Well, I just wanted to point out to you that she was wrong, in case you couldn't figure that out, but maybe not in the way that you expect. Putting heart into something is an expression we use when we feel passionate. Is it really possible to live without passion? It's what drives us forward, motivates us to improve. The people who love what they do are the best at it. Everyone is expected to find their passion early in life in order to pursue it in their education. Junior year of high school is easily the most stressful year because of this. Everyone around you is asking you what colleges you're thinking of applying to and what you want to major in, but you don't even know what you're going to wear to school the next day. How are you expected to decide what you want to do with the rest of your life overnight? Discovering your passion is much more difficult than that. It takes a lot of trial and error sometimes to figure out what interests you and what doesn't. If I had to give advice to someone trying to find their passion, it'd be to not be discouraged by people that are better than you. You'll always find someone that knows more than you, that's more popular than you, or that makes more money than you. Just know that passion isn't about any of those things. If you're truly passionate about something, it doesn't matter what other people are doing or what they're thinking. The only thing that matters is you. Be your own person in life and don't let anyone or anything stand in your way. Now, if you haven't figured out what you want to do with your life yet, I'm not saying that's a bad thing. Your passion should be something you enjoy, which everyone has, no matter how much you might say you don't. As long as you continue doing what you love, you'll have a more successful life than a miserable guy sitting in a cubicle every day that hates his job. So my advice to the graduating class of 2018 is to find your passion and pursue it. I guarantee that if you do, you'll pull up to the 10-year reunion in a Lamborghini. Well, maybe not, but at least you'll be happy. I'll leave you with a quote by Joe Palmieri. You can Google for an answer. You can Google for a mate. You can Google for a career, but you can't Google to find what's in your heart, the passion that lifts you skyward. Thank you all for this opportunity, and may God bless you.
Our valedictorian will be attending Yale University to pursue a career in global affairs. The valedictorian of the class of 2018, Andre Papasavas. Andre, congratulations to you for achieving the Valedictorian Medal representing our highest academic honor.
A quick shout out to my teammates from WPSA Arsenal. I think I see Fitzy out in the audience. I also got Chris, Santi, Ricky's out there too, Mikey, two-time league champions, one of the proudest moments of my high school career. Thank you. I would like to begin by dedicating this speech to the victims of the shooting at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School in Parkland, Florida. The 17 kids we lost will never get a chance to walk up, get their names called, and receive their diplomas. I take pride in the fact that I tried to make sure they are never forgotten. And I would like to thank Sydney Meehan and Seclaine Sitar for their efforts to make sure that the 17 lost remain 17 reasons for change in this world. I now ask that you join me in a brief moment of silence. Thank you. I am humbled and honored to have the opportunity to speak before all of you today. It's been a long journey filled with many challenges. I would not be standing here if it were not for the dedication and support of my parents, my friends, and my teachers. They have given me strength over these past 4 years, even in my most difficult moments. And they have inspired me to indeed uphold and maintain the highest values of honor and character. Especially my parents. I cannot thank you enough for all the sacrifices you have made to ensure that I had every opportunity to succeed. You guys knew exactly when I needed a swift kick in the butt, but also the right time to give me a reassuring pat on the shoulder. I truly appreciate your methods, which puts me on the path to success. Today is a day for us to look forward. We look forward to leaving the clutches of high school, and we look beyond to the next chapter of our lives, whether that be going to a 2-year college, attending a 4-year college or university, entering the workforce, serving our country, or just figuring out what we're going to do with our lives. These are very uncertain yet exciting times for the class of 2018. However, today is also a time to look back on our 4 years of high school and reflect on the experiences we shared, the mistakes we made, and the lessons we learned both in and out of the classroom. Just 4 short years ago, we entered the halls of PV as insecure, immature freshmen who worried way too much about the increased workload and finding our place in a new social construct. As the year went on, we adjusted and found ways to deal with extra homework assignments, harder tests, and the drama of new relationships. As each year passed, we grew more confident in our abilities, even as workloads multiplied along with our responsibilities as budding young adults. Now, we emerge as mature seniors with a much better idea of our own beliefs and opinions. Despite the countless times we said, "I can't wait to get out of this place," these 4 years have proven crucial to our development. And for that, we must give special thanks to our teachers, who through their tireless dedication taught us how to find success in one form or another. Their classes were the petri dishes in which our thoughts and characters were allowed to grow and develop. They were the ones who allowed us to chase our dreams, and if we failed, they made sure that we learned valuable lessons from those failures. I think, more than anything, I will take one lesson from my teachers in high school, and I hope that all of you here today take this lesson too. Your voices matter. You have the absolute right and ability to influence others and make your voices heard. This is a vital lesson to grasp and use in our everyday lives, especially in the environment we live in today. A wise old man said the other day, "My generation screwed things up for you guys, and now it's up to your generation to change things." He did use a little bit more colorful language, but I think you guys get the gist. We have been told over and over that we are a truly special generation and that we can actually change the world. Why should we wait? As citizens, we cannot stand aside while other people, whether these be politicians, parents, or bullies, influence our lives. We must stand up and fight for what we believe in. I was forced to learn this lesson the hard way, and I vow that I will not let fear cloud my judgment anymore. I will not stay silent. The world around us does not care whether we stop and let left pass us by. So we must be willing to take it by the scruff of the neck and use our voices to steer our environment in a positive direction in which we are all safe, equal, and prosperous. But, this is a very big but, It is equally important that we listen to one another so that we can understand the fears and reasons driving opposing views. If we only stubbornly fight for what we believe without understanding opposing views, we lose all hope of accomplishing progress. If we talk at people rather than talking to them, we also cannot speak our minds effectively, and we will not find solutions to problems, and instead we lose the respect of our peers. This applies to people in authority as well as everyone in the crowd. It is absolutely crucial that we make our voices matter effectively and work with others in order to solve the problems which plague our society. Through shared vision, we can act as a unit of upstanding and dynamic citizens, and we can make sure that we are not forgotten and that we will leave our mark on this planet. In closing, I leave you with a quote from futurist and business visionary Joel A. Barker. Vision without action is merely a dream. Action without vision just passes the time. Vision with action can change the world. I am aware that I alone cannot affect a massive change on the world. That is why I repeat, I urge you all to fight for what you believe in. Even if we have different beliefs, if we are open and understanding with each other and seek to find common ground as opposed to isolating our differences, we can only make our community, our country, and ultimately the world a better place. God bless you all, and I look forward to seeing where all your adventures take you. Thank you very much.
We'd now like to recognize two staff members who devoted a great deal of time and effort guiding this class. The class advisors for the class of 2018, Ms. Lindita Curtici and Mrs. Annalise Thornton. We would also like to recognize faculty retirements and thank them for their dedicated service to the district and wish them a long and happy, healthy retirement. Our Director of Guidance, Ms. Merperosi. Robotics and Technology teacher, Mr. Jay LaJoy. Social Studies teacher, Ms. Pat Murray. And one I forgot to mention in previous commencement, Mr. Frank Areola. I would also like to recognize administrative assistants who retired, Ms. Laura Rossi and Mrs. Joan Stewart. They have all served the district well and will certainly be missed. In a few hours, the students will take part in an all-night celebration that does not happen with a great deal of planning, organization, and fundraising. The following individuals did an outstanding job providing leadership for this monumental task. I would ask that these individuals rise and be recognized. Mrs. Morano, Mrs. Reyes, Mrs. Cuccinelli, and Mr. Acevedo. Dr. Cardillo, will you please approach the podium? Will the class of 2018 please rise? I come before you this evening, June 22nd, 2018, to present for certification the class of 2018.
I certify that the students seated before us today have met or exceeded the academic standards set by the Passaic Valley Regional High School District and the New Jersey Department of Education.
Mrs. Curtici.
Annie Chalice, Andre Papasavis, Nicole Gallegos, Matthew Kanya, Trinity Hines, Alexander Swetlichny, Erin Hompish, Gianna Tolomeo, Angelo Lakutnai, Maggie McCormick, Ryan Mitchell, Stephanie Wasick, Lorena Osta, Daniela Cruz, Jen Radke, Nicolette Abadanza, Michaela Venturella, Hamza Abdel Kadar, Anthony Vinci, Mohammed Abwali, Isabella Rivera, Eduarda Abrantes, Alexander Sanchez, Amani Abukarma, Alexander Zerillo, Aaron Acevedo, Victoria LeCue, Frank Agresta, Brian Lewis, Jose Aguilera, Carol Lazama, Zarifa Akbari, Francesca Liveraghi, Jonathan Alarcon, Catherine Lorena, Ali Alou, Nevin Mack, Rezan Alabadi, Marie McLeod, Augustine Almazi, Caroline Malone, Daniel Alvarez, Kristen Mamari, Nick Amaro, Hajia Mankiv, Anthony Amato, Lauren Manzi, Shepson Amenum, Amanda Mariconda, Samantha Amico, Thomas Moretta, Paulo Anel, Justin A. Martin, Nicholas Asaf, Nicholas Martinelli, Frank Aviano, Emily Martinez, Anthony Ayub, Justin Martinez, Christina Babylonia, Sydney Meehan, Brenda Barboza, Jui Mehta, Amber Batal, Michael Mejia, Jake Bejarano, Milos Miladib, Valerda Bikteshi, Marissa Minadeo, Andrea Belito, Slavica Manova, Justin Bermudez, Charlotte Mistretta, Alyssa Bernardo, Gloria Moro, Aileen Berrio, Joshua Morales, Jalen Betwarda, Bilal Boyan, Margaret Morello, Rubea Boyan, Alonzo Moya, Amina Beachy, Jawad Mumbarak, Krista Booth, Sammy Mutasab, Mary Budehar, Michael Muir, Andrew Bove, Tess Muir, Kira Bradley, Dylan Maroney, Vincenzo Brigatti, Mohamed Musa, Kyle Brown, Anthony Navarro, Shane Brunetti, Matthew Nelson, Daniel Burden, Aaron Nieves, Michael Basiglio, Ethan Nieves, Pamela Caceres Morales, Brianna Noriega, Jillian Caltadrone, Carlos Nunez, Thomas Capalbo, Eden O'Connor, Marissa Cariotti, Donia Omran, Cristoforo Carnamola, Yasmin Omran, Alexandra Carnaval, Stephanie Ortega, Brandon Castano, Jenna Otis Ryan, Alicia Costello, Marcela Padeja, Diego Castello, Frederick Martello, Leonardo Cavero, Ariana Pagan, LD Sadin, Belinda Pagan, Jennifer Chumchi, Daniel Palazzo, Sude Noor Kruger, Julianne Pascali, Andre Colazzo, Neil Patel, Joaquin Colon, Amelia Pedicini, Ryan Constantine, Carmine Pelosi, Ariana Copello, Andrew Perez, Marcus Cortez, Jenna Paracelli, Nicholas Costanzo, Jorge Papa, Jillian Coughlin, Nicholas Porporino, Patrick Coughlin, Sean Pontenzone, Scott Coughlin, Stephanie Pozuelos, Daniel Coughlin, Shafali Pradhan, Zachary Craner, Jack Prospero, Gabriela Crespo, Samir Quasis, Nicholas Crespo, Sarah Rafi, Jasmine Cruz, Danielle Reagan, Melissa Cruz, Eudice Ramirez, Luigi Curcio,
Joseph Ricaldi, Gabriela D'Amico, Michael Rita, Karam Dalco, Taylor Rita, Tara Daly, Gianna Rennie, Quinn Daniel, Charlie Reyes, Baker Darwish, Adrian Rivera, Alex Davis, Joshua Rivera, Madeline Davis, Sebastian Rivera, Alexandria DeFeo, Joshua De Jesus, Andy Rodriguez, Eloin De Leon, Isaiah Rodriguez, Jessica Delgado, Jillian Rodriguez, Sham Desai, Kevin Rodriguez, Kevin Dillon, Brennan Rojas, Vincent DiNardo, Nicole Romero, Kellen Disla, Joanne Roncone, Anthony Damicolo, Faith Rosado, Eric Dreitline, Brittany Rocco, Mutassim Elshama, Rebecca Russo, Dania Intisami, Daniel Sagnella, Tyler Esmarian, Tony Sadu, Jarek Espejo, Mona Sakat, Cartier Fairfax, Dahlia Saleh, Monica Fargas, Renard Saleh, Amy Ferraro, Julio Sanchez, Nina Ferrer, Dimitris Sandu, Jordan Fields, Sakleen Satar, Alyssa Figueroa, Kevin Seiko, Jovan Filipov, Taylor Scarpa, Daniel Flores, Sabrina Schiavo, Gabriel Flores, Michael Schlosser, Monica Fontana, Nicole Scutaro, Anthony Forino, Amha Saidi, Hunter Fortier, Samantha Shaw, Justin Fortier, Harris Sadiq, Connor Fry, Danielle Civilage, Anna Furman, Gabrielle Civilage, Christopher Galindo, Quanila Smith, Jeremy Galetta, Rachel Saul, Alyssa Gallo, David Soriano, Carlos Garcia, Joseph Subani, Jamie Garcia, Brandon Spratt, O'Neill Garcia, Ivana Stefanovska, Anthony Gennarelli, Alyssa Stefano, Taylor Giovato, Daniel Stevanovic, Kiara Gomez, Joseph Stoutland, Aleja Gonzalez, Thomas Swinarski, Kayla Gao, Zachary Tambone, Alexander Gorley, Marwan Tamimi, Joel Haddad, Sarah Tilley, Renee Haddad, Musa Isa, Nicole Ventura, Savannah Udici, Eric Vera, Aiden Kalita, Justin Victoria, Michael Caps, Karen Villagomez, Yusuf Karmi, Alexandra Volgesi, Andriana Koroulis. Did they skip a line? Should we continue? No, I know that you're Darwin, but it's page 5. Yeah, that's page 6. We're on 5.
So this is the, I think that's, isn't that where it's-
Okay, so you went Darwin Torres. All right. Darwin Torres. Keyshawn Harris. Jalen Torres. Amber Harth. Waldo Torres. Timothy Hill.
Say Brianna Handel.
Brianna Handel. Javier Tobar. Jasmine Henao. Mariah Tobar. Brian Henderson. Alan Traco. Santiago Hernandez. Zachary Ulrich. Enzo Ferreira. Diana Valencia. Christopher Herrera Itkin. Samantha Valentine. Samantha Holland. Evan Vargas. Julia Hoyt. Noah Vasquez. Aaliyah Hubie. Jeffrey Velasquez. Paul Hewick. Theodore Velkowski. Geneva Irisari. Ryan Veltri. Jason Langenvin. Mohammed Sreek. No. All right, Nicole Ventura. Nicole Ventura. Savannah Udici. Eric Vera. Aiden Kalita. Justin Victoria. Michael Caps. Karen Villagomez. Yusuf Karmi. Alexandra Volgasi. Andriana Carulis. Kevin Wall. Colin Kieler. Anthony Ward. Sharon Kim. Ryan Weird. Machdedin Kitane. Derek Weiss. Gianna Klein. Karen Wilson. Maxwell Klum. Kaya Wright. Iberk Coach. Brianna Yeyi. Anthony Kokotis. Ricardo Sambrano. Christopher Kruzberg. Gabriella Savataro. Gabrielle Lambert. Eric Zimmerman. Mohammed Sreek. Daniel Lipinski. Samantha LaRusso. Elizabeth Latour. Ekaterina Lavranov. Kevin Lee. Jefferson Leobino. Brenda Leone. Jacob Leonard. Giancarlo Velasquez.
Jason Langevin. Musa Isa. Keyshawn Harris. Amber Harth.
want to congratulate all of our graduates and their families. We wish them nothing best for the future. And now, class of 2018, you are dismissed.